Hi guys, it's Jazz from Caitlin and Jazz Books, and today I'm doing my September wrap-up and October TBR. Oh my god, I just realised we're so far through the year. Oh my god, it's nearly 2017. Let's not think about that. Also, before I start, can I just say that I'm feeling really British right now with my cup of British tea in my Winnie the Pooh mug with me, a British person. I don't know why, I'm just in a really British mood. British people, do you know what I'm talking about? Or no, or am I just being stupid? I'm also in a giraffe onesie because it's snuggly and it's comfortable, so I could, if I wanted to, I could turn like full giraffe mode, but I'm not going to do that because I can't see, and yeah, struggle of having a small head. That's enough talking about me for one day. So, right, let's get straight on to what I have read this month. Right, as I cuddle up with my bookish cushion, here is my first book. It is Everything, Everything by Nicola Yoon, and I did put this in my last wrap-up and TBR video because I finished it right on the very last day of August, so I counted it as an August read, but then I thought, hey, that's not really fair, so I counted it as September. Anyway, it is a romance novel about a girl called Maddie who has baby bubble disease. Baby bubble disease, which means that she cannot leave her house because she is basically allergic to everything, and a boy called Ollie moves in next door, and I'll let you figure out what happens there. It's a very cute romance, and it has lots of illustrations, which is adorable, and I'm really interested in reading more of Nicola Yoon books, but I won't really go into much detail because it was in my other wrap-up video, so there's that done. The second book that I read this month, which my friend has been recommending that I read for ages, and I'm so glad I did, is Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. Now, I've always thought that Rainbow Rowell was an author who was really overrated. Everyone said she was great, and then she wasn't. So I was a bit prejudiced on Rainbow Rowell, but I still kind of have those feelings, but they've been altered so they're not as strong anymore. But it's so good. It's really good. I think I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. It's about a girl called Eleanor who's kind of chubby, and she has a really, really horrible family background. And she meets this boy called Park who is teased at school because of his race. And they fall in love over, I can't remember. They make mixtapes for each other and they fall in love on the bus to school. And it's just really cute, and it's just about normal life, and I think it connects to a lot of people of younger generations, because obviously there are people who have very complicated lives, and they're also sort of misfits, like the characters in this book, so obviously they identify with them quite heavily. I know, well, I didn't really identify with them, but I just thought they were really cute characters, and the love story was so gradual, it was really realistic, and I loved it. The ending, I was not prepared for the ending, okay? Rainbow Rowell, I have emotions, and I was not ready to have them destroyed after reading such a cute book, so I won't say anything about it, anything more than that, but if you want to read this book and you haven't, and you don't want an emotional book, don't read it, because it is the most emotional thing ever, okay? The third book I read this month was definitely one of the best ones I've read this month so far, and that was American Monsters by Derek Landy. And I was so excited. I ordered a copy in hardback simply because I have the other two in hardback. You can see it. But this is the third and final installment in the Demon Road trilogy, which wasn't the best trilogy ever, I'll be honest. It had a bit of a slump in Desolation, the second book, but this was such a good ending. Derek Landy, you have redefined my standards of brilliant. This is beautiful, and I gave it 5 stars. Once again, the ending, I'm not going to talk about the ending because I was not prepared, okay? I was not prepared. Oh, he likes to destroy emotions, Derek Landy, he really does. But Demon Road is about a girl called Amber who is on the run from her parents who are demons, and it's about her in this magical world trying to suppress the evil within, and just more development with the characters really, and this is basically her trying to tie up all the loose ends and just make sure everything is dealt with. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything because, you know, spoilers, but that's the sort of briefest explanation I can give without going into major spoilers. But seriously, emotions. Derek Landy is such a good writer, he gets you so immersed with the characters. Which can be great, but also horrible, if you think about it. The book I read this month was Twilight by Stephanie Meyer, and I apologise for anything bad I ever said about the Twilight series. I'm sure we've all had a little jibes at the Twilight series. I'm sure everyone says she's a terrible writer. I'm sure people have said the films are awful. I haven't seen the films, so I can't really judge, but from the trailers they actually look pretty crap, not gonna lie. But the book, I was pleasantly surprised. There were a couple of cheesy bits, obviously. Like I said, you need to read it because spoilers, but this is a book that really you learn not to be prejudiced about books with this book. I think everyone knows what Twilight is about. It's about a girl called Bella who falls in love with a vampire called Edward. I mean, if you don't like romance novels, obviously you will not like this, but once in a while I like a bit of romance, so this was pretty good. I have the next couple of books, and that's not on next month's TBR, but the month after, so I will get round to reading that soon. But I really enjoyed it. I can't remember what I gave it. It might have been 4 stars, but I think I wrote 3.5. Yeah, so it was pretty good, and I can't wait to read the next one. Okay, the next book I want to talk about is one that I really hoped I would like, because Caitlin didn't like it at all, and obviously there's a bit of that competition between us, because friendly competition, it's going to happen with friends, isn't it? And that is The Invisible Library by, I don't even care enough to know the author's name, it's Genevieve Cockman. I feel like that was slightly harsh, but you know, we're going to roll with it. But yeah, I didn't really like this. I didn't even finish it. I got to exactly 133 pages, if that's any use to anyone out there. But I just gave up because I just couldn't take any more after trying for a week to read it and getting nowhere. I just thought, screw it. If it was that good, I would have been interested. But it's about some invisible library in between like the fabrics of reality, and it's about librarians that travel to different alternate universes to collect these rare books, and there were so many like unanswered questions. I mean, obviously I didn't read the whole thing, so I might be completely wrong here, but why are they collecting books in the first place is what I really wanted to know. And there was no character development. I found the characters kind of one-dimensional, and in my Goodreads review I think I wrote they literally stayed on the page, which is a bad thing because you want them to come out at you like, hey, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm a real thing, even though I'm just words on a piece of paper. But I thought it was just slow and boring and complicated, and the characters had no substance whatsoever, so I'm kind of proud that I didn't finish it. So, you know what? Sorry to any fans out there, but I was not one of them. I read this month was The Spook's Battle by Joseph Delany, which is the 4th book in the Wardstone Chronicles. I think I gave this 3.5 stars out of 5. It was pretty good. I mean, it was no better than any other book in the series, but it was no worse. I felt a lot more happened in this, and I could definitely see a lot of character development. Basically, the spook and his apprentice Tom travel to Pendle, which is infested with witches, and they have to try and get rid of them, but then there's all this stuff. Is it on the blurb? Yeah, all these witches are trying to raise the devil, so obviously they're trying to stop them, and it's just about him, like, training to be the spook and stuff, just like in every other book. I am getting kind of bored, if I'm honest, by the repetitiveness of the series. Like, Tom's an apprentice to the spook, he gets a difficult task, and it all works out fine in the end. Like, quite a lot happened in this book, much more than any of the other books, and it wasn't as anticlimactic as the others, but it was alright. I think I'm starting to reach my peak with this series. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'll finish the series, maybe I won't, but this is kind of more of like a nice, easy read in between more difficult reads that I like to go back to. But yeah, it was alright, I guess. It's not my favourite one of the series, but it's certainly not the worst. I already mentioned this. I'm recording this on the 28th of the month, not the actual last day of the month, so I will probably have finished this next book by the time that the end of the month rolls round. But for the moment, my current read is Back in 5 Minutes by Joey Marino. And another important fact about this book is my uncle wrote it. Yes, he is my uncle, and he gave me a free copy because that's what happens when you know people who write books. It's pretty good. This is about a detective, well not a detective, an investigator called Cornelius O'Reilly, and it's about him in his little office with his wife Gabby and his assistant Giulietta, who lives in the bakery below his office. And it's just a collection of 16 short stories about his time as an investigator and all the strange people that he meets in his investigations. And I'm really enjoying it, and I'm not just saying that because I know him. It's actually very good. I've read a couple of his, and this is by far one of my favourites. It's not very long, it's about 200 and something pages, like 206 something. It's really good, and it made me laugh. Books don't make me laugh, and this was funny. I find it really funny. So I think this has only just come out on Amazon, so on Kindle and stuff. So buy this book, buy Back in 5 Minutes. It is amazing, and you will love it, especially if you want something sort of light-hearted and funny. So yeah, it's really good. Read it. The first one has been on my TBR for so long, and I've just had other books push it like to the front of the queue in front of it, so I haven't actually got around to it. But the first one is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabah Tahir. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, but I'm really excited to read this because since I bought it, I've heard so many reviews about it, and I think it's like coming up to be the next really popular book. I don't really know what it's about. I know it's a high fantasy book, I know that much, and it's about a sort of forbidden romance and spying and stuff, but I don't really know that much, so I won't really talk about it because then I'll make myself sound a bit like an idiot. So yeah, this is my first book to read for next month. The next book on my TBR is City of Glass by Cassandra Clare, and I'm probably going to get a lot of people yelling at me in the comments like, "Oh my gosh, you haven't read it yet? Ah, you don't know what good reading is." Yes, I know, that's why I bought it. I actually only purchased this about 3 days ago because I was just walking through W.H. Smith's and I saw it and I thought, Caitlin's going to kill me if I don't start finishing this series soon. So yeah, this is the third one, and I'm kind of annoyed because I only have the second one onwards in paperback. I have the first one on my Kindle, but it looks really weird because I don't have the first one, and it annoys me. So maybe after I've got the rest of the series, I will buy the like the very first one. But I love these covers; they're beautiful. It just follows I said Clace. That's the ship name. Oh my god, I'm in the fandoms too deep. Jace and Clary. In the Shadowhunter world, but I don't really know much more than that, so I guess I'll find out when I... The next book to read next month is Uglies by Scott Westford. Now I remember there was a lot of hype around this at one point or another. I don't know how long ago that was, but everyone was like, you need to read this, it's such a good trilogy series, I don't know. But you should read it, and I know Caitlin's read it, she said it was pretty good, and I just like this cover, and I saw it in a charity shop for £2.50 or something like that, so I thought, you know what, £2.50, I'll give it a shot. I know it's about, I think it's at the age of 16 you get an operation to become perfect, and it's about a sort of dystopian society and about a girl called Tally, but I don't really know much more than that obviously because I haven't read it, but from what I've heard it sounds like the sort of book that I would really enjoy. Oh, my voice just went really. But I can't wait to read this, and hopefully it should be good. The final book to read for my TBR next month is The Call by, I can't even read that name, Peter O'Gillen. And this might look a bit of an amateur cover, and that is because this is the ARC copy that Caitlin got for me for free from Yalc. She did a haul from there a couple of months ago or something, but apparently it was really good. I mean, I didn't go. I really wish I had, because it looked amazing, and I might even go next year, but let's not talk about that. I have no idea what this is about. She just said, hey, I got you a free book, here you go. And it was either get the free ARC or buy the actual copy for $5.99, so obviously she got me the free one. But I know nothing about this, so I guess I'm going into it blind. So my Winnie the Pooh mug is empty, which I guess signifies the end of the video and the end of my cup of tea. So thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and also subscribe because it's free. I feel like the need to go an octave higher when I say free. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Please, yeah, stay tuned, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!